Hello, dorks and dragon slayers. My name is Ishgard, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we have slain Nilhogg, and thus we have ended the Dragon Song War forever. Peace shall reign in Ishgard, and everything will be fine. But we just like before we go and celebrate and start the party, and everyone just is happy forever after, we thought we should maybe, there was a few questions, just like a few like follow-up questions we wanted with Heavensward, just to make sure there's a few things like just to get it squared away, take it off the clipboard, so everything's fine, we can file it away, and then we can go have a party, because peace has returned to Eorzea, and things are gonna be good now. So let's just talk to Estinian and Iceheart, and find out, like, what, do you want the chicken or the fish, Isael? She has scarce moved since we last parted. Resvelger's confession will soon shake her from her stupor. 'Twas you, was it not? The furious screams of the dragons carried far. You have slain Nilhogg. What more could you desire from this place? Will you not allow Resvelger to mourn the death of his kin in peace? Yeah, Nilhogg is definitely dead. Spare us your sanctimonious judgment, Ice Maiden. We have a gift for the Great Worm, and a mystery that can no longer lie buried. Lady Iceheart, the Dragon Song War has all but consumed your life and claimed many of your followers. It is time you learned the truth of its beginning, the whole truth, that we may at last bring this bitter conflict to an end. Sound the horn, warrior of light. I would like it so much if it was just a little birthday horn, you know, like... Hi, we came covered in your brother's blood, just to say hello. By the way, you have a yellow eye that you seem to be missing there. I'm curious about that.
Impertinent mortals, ever seeking to bury old wrongs under new. I did sense the moment of Nilhogg's demise.
You mean the moment I prized your eye from his head?
Twould seem thou hast uncovered my secret. Aye, unto the blinded Nilhogg did I yield one half my strength.
Stereoscopic vision! It's gonna be easy to fly with depth perception. Oh, I'm getting a video call.
Nilhogg, what hath befallen thee? We are undone by covetous mortals. They did take Ratatoska's eyes, and glut their appetites upon her essence. She is slain, then. What madness hath unmade our peaceful accord? Did I not warn thee, blood brother? Have they ever been untrustworthy creatures, these short-lived Elisabs? Thou wert enchanted by thy mortal maid. Thy folly hath cost Ratatoska her life, and me mine eyes. Oh, my beloved Shiva, how swiftly are thy kin made bestial by their appetites. Svelga, was thy blindness that did invite disaster into our lands? Surrender thee and I to me, and let that be thy penance. They bested me once, but I was reckless. I shall need but a single eye to inflict enduring torment upon these traitors, and every child of their line. Yield to me thy strength, brother.
Quick little model swap.
My vengeance is begun. Thou hast borne witness to a scene from my past.
It was yours. Your strength that sustained Nidhogg all these years.
Would that Haldreth had dealt the worm a killing blow.
When my blue brother did appear before me bloody and blinded, his life was all but spent. He demanded half my vigor that he might extract his revenge upon the mortals who had wronged us.
And so you acquiesced. You surrendered your eye to Nidhogg, knowing full well the suffering he would inflict.
Yep. 'Cause, you know.
The peace my beloved still dearly desired had been shattered by all kin.
It's like...
Their treachery claimed my brute sister's life and my blood-brute brother's reason. Thinkest thou thy fits of indignation will move me to remorse?
Brute brother, brute sister. Ooh, why are those so hard to say? Yeah, they killed and ate his sister. It's like...
Go, mortals. Take your unruly passions and leave this place. Your presence here spelleth naught but misery. Were it not for Shiva's soothing embrace, I would slay you where you stand. Woe betide you should the bond we share ever.
Ah, okay, I see. And thus did betrayal beget unending vengeance. Yep. That's sort of the thing that the story is setting up here, is that... Not that it justifies Heavensward and Nidhogg, like, inflicting 1,000 years of vengeance on, like, every descendant and like, follower of the people who betrayed them, but it makes it comprehensible. Like, you understand why dragons would think that way, and why, like, you understand the emotional impetus for doing it, right? Which is usually makes for more compelling storytelling than just like what we saw with the Ascians, which is like, we are evil and we want to revive the evil god to do evil. Right? It's a better way to write a conflict. A more interesting one, rather. It's not, I should amend that, it's not a better way, like, inherently, but it's more interesting for a game like this, right? Oh shit, fancy. Can't really use it, but fancy. Though he lifted not a single claw, it would seem that Hresvelgar wreaked his own manner of vengeance against us. Yeah. You killed and ate his sister, or, well, your ancestors did.
'Twas my life's goal to slay Nidhogg, but I find there is little joy to be had in its accomplishment.
But you have rid the world of a hate-filled creature, and ended a bloody war in so doing.
Oh, I'm sure Ishgard will put down the weapons now, sure.
I lost my family to Nidhogg's flames, and 'twas with fury in my heart that I took up the lance. Every blow I struck in the name of vengeance. We were not so different, he and I.
I will not judge you for your deeds. I have not the right. Too many innocents have perished in the name of my greater good.
Yet even with all that has passed, the tale is incomplete. We are short a great worm's eye. Of the pair which Haldreth took from Nidhogg, only one is known to us, the one I bear. What then became of the other?
Good question.
Why did Nidhogg, who had taken such pains to prolong the Dragonsong War, suddenly decide to hurl his entire army against the walls of Ishgard?
Good question. Probably nothing the Pope did. I'm sure he wasn't doing anything.
Aye. The deed is done. Nidhogg is slain. What? In the city? A battle with whom? At once, Lord Commander. Hold firm till our return. Fighting has broken out in the city. Lord Emmerich was sparse with the particulars, but it seems some commoners threw open the gates to a force of heretics.
I gave no order to attack.
Are we to mark the end of the Dragonsong War by spilling the blood of our own? Mayhap Hresvelgar was right about us. Let us away, Warrior of Light. The people must be saved from themselves.
I did stream for like 9 hours yesterday. Yeah.
Wait! I would join you! There has been enough violence. I will appeal to my people in the city and make them see reason.
I won't stream for 9 hours tonight.
Lady Iceheart, let us write the final chapter in this damnable war.
I won't. I'm sure I won't. I'm sure I won't. Hey, look, it's the trustworthy guy sitting around a table in a dark room.
A small army of heretics has invaded the city, Your Eminence. But there is no cause for concern. A sizable contingent of our soldiers is already in place to repel the Dravanian assault, and the intruders will soon find themselves outnumbered and outmatched.
Our plans proceed apace, then?
Yes, Your Eminence. This unrest shall serve to feed the people's fear of the heretics and the dragons both.
And and lend renewed fervor to their prayers for deliverance.
Oh, my.
Very good. Grant our guests what time they need to sow a measure of chaos, then order the Temple Knights to crush them.
Yeah, a few civilian sacrifices are like, okay.
Your will be done.
There are never any evil popes in fiction. They're always good guys.
The moment is at hand.
Oh god, it's him again.
Excellent. All shall soon be in alignment. It is time for the Bringer of Light to die.
What, again? You've tried this like 12 times already. At what point are you gonna cotton on to the fact that I am the main character of reality, and fuck you? Yeah, he's gonna be a little mad. Aw, good boy, Oshifon.
Comrades, sheathe your swords. There is no need for further bloodshed.
I'm sure that'll work.
My lady!
She has come. Hear me, brothers and sisters. The war is ended. Nidhogg is no more. Aye, it is so! This adventurer and the Azure Dragoon laid the Great Worm low! The endless cycle of violence between man and dragon was born of our forefathers' treachery. You have followed me, bled with me, to bring this truth to light that we might all know peace. But Nidhogg is dead. Nidhogg is dead, my friends. He who bore such hatred towards Ishgard is dead. Let his hatred die with him, I say. Let us sheathe our swords and go in peace.
But that would be inconvenient to the Pope, though.
Have we lost?
No, my friend. Far from it. At long last, the peace for which we have so desperately fought is within our grasp. And I, for one, would not forsake it. Peace?
Yeah, I'm sure they're just gonna let them go. That'll be fine.
Seize the witch! Let none escape!
Providing aid and succor to the wounded should be our first concern. If the heretics mean to observe the peace, then it would be folly not to do the same.
Good boy, Hoshifon. But no, yeah, like a religious authority using conflict with an alienated other as a means of securing their own power? That is fantasy. That doesn't happen. Like, the real popes don't do that. That's not a thing that happens. Like, that's never happened in all of history ever, except for like many times, a lot of times. There's been a lot of crusades, actually. There's been a whole, wow, there's actually been a lot of crusades. Now that I think about it, there's actually been so many crusades. That's interesting to think about. Well, anyway, I'm sure it was just outliers and just things, it's just like outliers. You can't count those. You can't. Crusades Georg, he's an outlier. That doesn't count. So, like, religious authorities would never designate an other that stands outside of the religious orthodoxy who is constructed as a violent threat to the security of the religion in order to secure their own power. That's not a thing that... And empires would certainly never do that either. That's not a thing that's... Because it's very mean. It's considered bad form. And certainly, I can't off the top of my head think of any examples of like, imperial powers in real life that have, like, used the threat of, especially, like, a religious outside danger to justify all kinds of, like, violent assaults on freedom of speech or freedom of assembly or, like, expansions of the military. Not in my lifetime, anyway. Like, that, it has not happened in my lifetime. Definitely not around the year, say, 2001. That kind of thing just doesn't happen. It's fantasy, and I'm very glad that this fantasy game does not have any aspects or elements of politics in it, because that would take me out of the fantasy, you know. That would sort of make me go, oh no, I played this game to escape from the real world, and now they brought politics into it, and that's bad, because of, like, it's supposed to be escapism. So I'm glad that Final Fantasy XIV is a decidedly unpolitical game. Let us see how long this peace lasts. Yeah. Oh, hey! I see we've set up again. And we get Dragon Song. Literally tugging at our heartstrings there, aren't you? The land, do you hear? That was rather too close for comfort, but 'twould seem that calm is returning to the streets. My mind, however, yet clamors with 1,000 questions. You return to Ishgard in the oddest of company, my friends. Ooh, those are kind of nice. Don't know that I can use them for glams, but they're kind of nice. I can use them for their stats. That, my friends, was rather too close for comfort. Praise alone that things did not end in bloodshed. I confess, it did end in bloodshed. A little bit, but not as much. I confess, I was more than a little dismayed to see you in the company of Lady Iceheart. Whatever's going on, Brick? Yeah, it's just 2 gestures, 10 words, and I have explained to him everything. Beg pardon, you traveled to the Churning Mists together, along with Estinian. Never was there a more unlikely alliance, nor one so magnificently effective. Nilhogg dead, heretics pacified, Father and Sir Emmerich must know of this. Let us break the news to them together. I will bring Sir Emmerich to Fort Tom Manor. Huh, yes, excellent suggestion. Very well, Brick and I shall await you there. Oh. It's a pity that they didn't... It looks like the tattoos don't quite correctly apply to the texture of, like, the aura scales, but if they did, like, that's not really your fault. But that would really sort of take that up. But that's a really nice fit, though. I quite like that. Ooh! Oh, shit! Ah, simple. Like a really simple fit. I don't know what class that is, actually. I guess it's... Culinarian! Oh, that's why. It's like, what weapon is that? What are they? It's a culinarian, you dumbass. And a mad scientist. Okay, it's very funny that you can weapon pose with with the skillet. That's especially for a culinarian. That's like a really nice. You literally look like a barmaid. Like you look like someone who like might work in a old-timey kitchen kind of thing. In reality, of course, maybe that's a little bit too fancy for a peasant barmaid, but still. That's nice. Anyway, I got a Discord thing of the redemption of the Glam review thing, which was for Brave Penguin. Ooh, now this one's colorful. That is a damn colorful Glam. Let's see. I wanted to lean into mage part of the Red Mage fantasy with a hooded caster look, but I also wanted to keep some of the agile duelist and swashbuckling adventure vibes as well. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's sort of got a... Yeah, you're right. It has sort of a dragon aspect to it because of the coat. Which is not at all a bad thing. I will say, the way that Final Fantasy XIV implements those kinds of hoods is a little bit awkward, right? I would have thought that they would give the inside of the hood a much darker texture. Like, to really differentiate, because the way it looks here, like, without a really dark shadow on the inside, it does look a little bit like it's just, like, it's not a hood so much as it's like a thing that's just kind of pulled over the head. But I like the idea of it. And it's a very cool-looking hood, if only it was implemented differently. Developer side. Because it looks good from the side, right? Like, from the side, it works. And then from the front, because there isn't, like, that differentiation in value, it sort of flows together a little bit awkwardly. Okay, so you wanted, like, swashbuckler. Like, yeah, I mean, the rapier is basically gonna do that for you anyway. Just because of the way, like, rapiers... When we think of rapiers, we think of pirate weapons, we think of fencers, we think of, like, classic Errol Flynn adventures. Like, they're sort of very associated with that style of story, right? Of some swashbuckling, charming, handsome rogue character. Like, going about in the high seas and getting into trouble. So you've kind of got that just from the weapon, I think. But it does help that you have the coat, which is, like, open down here, like, to sort of let the legs out. That gives you a sense of agility, so I think that works, too. Like, that gives a sense that this is someone who needs to be able to kick their leg out at a moment's notice kind of vibe, or break into a proper sprint without being constrained. And I like the hairstyle, also, for that character. Like, again, like a sort of short hair, wild, frizzy, puffing out all over the place. That's a good vibe to go for if you want someone who's a little bit more fantastical. I'm not sure the hood works for mage fantasy, necessarily. Like, it's not a bad fit. But it is, like, when you think of a mage, of a spellcaster, I think, at least for me, they are more associated with hats than hoods. Right, like, because, like, a hood is more like a cultist, right? Like an occult or occultist or some kind of like, secretive librarian kind of thing. But when you think of, like, a mage or a wizard, it is more of a hat thing. It is more the wizard hat that sort of dominates that idea. So that might be a thing to go for if you were looking for some other looks to try. But no, the rest of it works really well, and like I like the color scheme. I like that it is so bold, because again, if you're going for someone who's flamboyant, who's a bit of an adventurer, a really bright, loud color scheme is a great place to go. And then, like, at that point, you can't really go wrong with red and black. Red is a danger color. It's a color of passion. It's the color of a warning. So those are good to go for. And black is just a good contrast with red. You can always work. You can also go for orange, like if you want to accent it with a bit of orange to sort of make it even more flamboyant. That definitely also works. Anyway, that's quite good. So let's... Bonk. It's kind of funny how Halone is different when she's not talked about by people from the Ishgard Orthodox Church. I can't say that I remember off the top of my head mentions of it, like, outside of Halone be praised. Probably because I haven't really been super paying attention to it.
Praise Halone, you are safe.
My safety was never in doubt, Father, for I had the Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light by my side.
Yeah.
We bring the most wonderful tidings.
It kind of sounded like Harshivan was having fantasies in his head there.
The infamous Lady Iceheart, here in Ishgard? This is most unexpected.
She has done much to quell the violence. The Inquisition may not approve, but we are glad of her presence.
And with the Great Worm's demise, even our nation's more reactionary elements will have scant grounds to press for her immediate impeachment.
Eventually, though.
My thoughts exactly.
What of the truth revealed to us by Hraesvelga? That the origins of the Dragonsong War, a core tenet of Ishgardian faith, are quite unlike those depicted in the scriptures.
That men and dragons once lived together in harmony, and that it was man's treachery which shattered the peace and plunged our peoples into war.
The same scripture also describes the origins of the High Houses. Were it exposed as false, the legitimacy of our rule would be called into question.
Oh no! Oh, we can't have that.
If both highborn and lowborn can trace their ancestry to Thordan and his knights 12.
But a single sip of dragon's blood is required to confirm their lineage.
If the Holy See knew of this and chose to remain silent, their crimes are grievous indeed. Regardless, this state of affairs cannot be allowed to continue.
Good boy, Emmerich.
Sir Emmerich, you cannot mean to raise this matter with the Archbishop.
Pray consider what you are proposing. If the Holy See chose to conceal the truth for centuries, what reason would they have to reveal it now?
And also, they would kill you.
At best, you will be branded a heretic and clapped in irons.
Yeah, that.
Then at least the Archbishop will have shown his true colors. My friends, this war will never truly be at an end until the truth is made known.
No, it's nice to see someone has revolutionary
We
fervor.
must see what lies on the horizon if it is not. When ruled by fear of a common enemy, we were united. But now we have none. During the war, the highborn needed men to lead and the lowborn men to follow. Not anymore. 'Tis but a matter of time before the old order is called into question.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. Like, almost as though war and the pursuit of war is somehow tied into the oppression of the lower classes somehow. Like, because then it would be in the rational interest of the people in power to foment war, to have war, and to, like, make war seem like a good idea so that they could stay in power. If that were true. That's wild, man. That's a wild theory. Don't know where you got that from.
Lady Iceheart will share the truth with her followers, and the Holy See will be powerless to stop its spread. The disenfranchised will rise up united, and blood will flow in the streets once more.
Maybe we should go with him and kill the Pope.
A divided
talk to him.
Ishgard will not survive.
Tread carefully, Lord Commander.
My lady, is it wise to let him go?
No.
I sympathize with the Lord Commander's desire for reform, but to approach the Archbishop in this manner bespeaks an idealism to which I did not think Sir Emmerich prone.
Have you not been paying attention to him?
Though he comports himself as a realist, he has long dreamt of reform. 'Twas that idealism which first drew me to him, that which made me swear an oath to serve. We must not think of ways to hinder his cause, but rather ways to aid it, even should the Holy See cry heresy.
You cannot mean...
Kill the Pope.
If the Lord Commander does not return from the vault at the appointed hour, I mean to go and fetch him.
Yeah. Fuck shit up.
Have care, my lady. Your words border on treason. Should they reach the wrong ears, you will be declared an enemy of Ishgard.
That is a risk I am willing to take. Lest you forget, my lord, I am not born of this land. My loyalty is to the Lord Commander alone. But I speak only of what may come to pass. If the rumors regarding his heritage are to be believed, we have naught to fear.
Lies and slander.
Forgive me, what rumors are these?
That Sir Emmerich is the Archbishop's bastard son.
Oh my.
Senior clergy are not permitted to marry and sire children. But even the holiest among us are not immune to temptation.
Yeah, I don't think he married.
I labor to believe it. Sir Emmerich is truly the Archbishop's son.
He has never been publicly acknowledged as such. But the rumors have plagued him since childhood. That he rose to his current position, despite being despised as a bastard and accused of profiting from his father's influence, bespeaks the quality of his character. It is my hope that on this occasion, the burden of his birth will work in his favor. Should our worst fears be realized, the Archbishop will not be so quick to execute his own flesh and blood, affording us time to mount a rescue.
Bastard or trueborn, he is our nation's best hope. If the Holy See dares to threaten him, I shall lead the charge against the vault myself.
Finally turning that edgelord anger the right direction.
Hear, hear. The future of Ishgard rests on Sir Emmerich's shoulders. I too will do mine utmost to aid his cause.
Orshafon, be reasonable.
No.
A knight lives to serve, Father. To aid those in need. The people need Sir Emmerich more than ever, and we may be his only hope. There is no greater calling for a knight than to save the life of his fellow man. I swear to you, on the sigil of our house, that I shall do this and make you proud.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop him. Like, who do you think I am?
Romantic, reckless fools, the lot of you. So be it. Make your preparations.
I thank you all for your support.
Seems like we're coming up to a moment, so I'm just gonna make sure that anyone in chat who's watching this for the first time gets to see it for the first time. Have no fear, Father. My arm will not falter. My shield will not break. I promise you, we shall prevail. If we must risk the fortunes of our house to bring this truth to light, then so be it. But are you truly prepared to do this? To face the Heavensward in battle, if you must? Oh, I'd love to kick their asses. Far be it from me to criticize a man for his blind idealism, but he might have at least pretended to consider another course. Yeah, you know, I don't think you have a lot of footing to stand on there, Alphino. Of all the people, you should know better. Hey. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Aluminum. Alumin, right. I was about to say aluminum. Full glad am I to see the chaos in our streets quelled. For a time, we feared it might spread into the pillars. Oh yeah, that would have been bad if it affected rich people. We were all terrified to learn of the events below. While we ourselves had no reason to fear, many of the servants, myself included, still have family in the Foundation. Though your assistance is most welcome, I fear it will not be enough. I kill gods! What do I have to do to convince you people? Few as we are, we will struggle to reach the Lord Commander. If we are to succeed, we must needs recruit others to our cause. Yeah, no, those pants don't look good on me, but that can be fixed. Boop. Fixed. But how are we to carry out this bold endeavor? Even with an army of knights at our back, a direct assault of the vault seems unlikely to succeed. You are correct, Master Alfino. Not even the assembled might of House Fortom and the Temple Knights would be sufficient. With the support of another party, however, we may yet stand a chance. You speak of one of the other high houses? Precisely the opposite. I speak of the revolutionaries rumored to reside in the Broom. 'Twas these disgruntled Ishgardians who opened the gate of our city to the heretics, I believe. But of course, if their hatred of the Holy See drove them to such deeds, they might well be persuaded to assist Sir Emeric's rescue, knowing the truth he would lay bare. Such is my hope, Master Alfino, and I would have you and Brick reach out to them. As a temple knight and sworn servant of the Holy See, any overtures I make are doomed to fail. But as outsiders, the two of you may receive a warmer welcome. Very well. We shall seek out the leader of these revolutionaries and make our case.
Rise up, comrades. You have nothing to lose but your chins.
My thanks. Estinian, will your brothers heed your command if you order them to stand aside?
The dragoons have no love for politics, my lady. They will gladly watch and wait while the highborn fight amongst themselves.
How very wise. Brick, we should hurry to the Forgotten Knight. Tataru may have knowledge of the revolutionaries.
Oh, I'm sure she does. Like 100% she does.
Let's go fuck up the Pope.
Oh, ether currents. Okay. What on...
Okay. The fucking tableaus that you guys put on. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice fit.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Is that... I thought it was a little slutty in the front, but then... My.
I need that shirt. I need it. Okay. Oh, there's another smallest Leviathan, Kasaya Imogi. Where did you go? Kasaya Imogi. Aha! Lalafell. That was always difficult because they're tiny. Let's see. I've got a warrior gland that outside of the accent shirt I'm not so happy with. I want some ideas. Okay. Okay. I think the color coordination between the blindfold and the belt is good, but I don't think the blindfold really, like, unless you very specifically want a blind character, I don't know that it really does anything for you. So like I might change that. The cat's bell is very, very cute. If you want something cutesy, that's a good move to go with. If you want something more warrior-like and more wild, I'd find like some kind of dragon tooth necklace, like some necklace with like teeth on it, or like some natural little something that looks like trophies you've taken from your enemies kind of vibe. Maybe go with something like that. And then like, yeah, shoes. Because you're wearing cloth on the shirt, probably going cloth further down is a good move as well, but you might be able to find something that has like a little bit of armor on it, maybe. Like maybe some boots that look more sort of, rather than the sandals, maybe some boots that look a little bit more fighter-like. Like you can imply a lot of sort of defensive protection with a little thing like a boot. So that might be an option to go for. But yeah, like since the shirt is like dominates the outfit because you're a Lalafell, you're tiny, so the legs and feet are like less important to the overall look. So you maybe you could go a little bit more wild, like with the pants and with the shoes, because like it's still going to be dominated primarily by the shirt itself. But that would be sort of the main ideas that I would have. Because I agree, like having a shirt that's half off and then like you always shoulder your weapon over that, that's a really good, like that's a good integration of the animation and the fit. Which of course I'm sure it was intentionally designed that way because the people at Square know that that's how, you know, a warrior hoists their weapon. Okay, anyway, kill the Pope. That's what we were doing.
It would seem that the Forgotten Knight was spared the worst of the earlier chaos.
I'm sure our friend over there had nothing to do with that.
Brick, Alphino, God's up been worried sick. It's so good to see you. And you, Tataru. How did you manage to escape the chaos in the streets? The Gibriani and theirs barricaded the door until the heretic left. No one was harmed, thankfully, but what about you two? What came of your journey?
And Brick once again condenses like 15 hours of gameplay into a couple of hand gestures and a few words.
You're not serious. What was Sir Emmerich thinking? I mean, the way you two talk about him, I wouldn't have believed... Anyway, I've heard rumors about the people you've been looking for, but I doubt there'll be much use. The only thing I can say for any certainty is that they're led by someone called the Mongrel.
A queer moniker if I've ever heard one, but mayhap it'll make the individual in question easier to find. Come, let us all make inquiries below. Okay, who brought the disco orb? I guess that's a paladin ability or something? Good lord, that's bright.
A Mongrel? Not sure I catch your meaning. To blue block with all of us dogs down here.
Oh, Lunar Confusion. Thank you for that Prime subscription. I will always steal some Bezos money.
What's that? Speak up. I can't hear as well as I used to.
I don't know a gosh damn thing about the Mongrel, but if I did, you could be sure I wouldn't tell you.
I'm a good investigator.
At first, a lot of people here were a bit standoffish, but with a little effort and a lot of parley, I've managed to make plenty of friends.
Not a single shred of information. Just as I expected. These revolutionaries would not have evaded capture for so long without the masses' complicity. Still, it's good to know that Tataru's ears are as sharp as ever.
Solidarity forever, my friends. It's the only thing that protects you from the narcs. Oh, that's bold. I thought for a second you were wearing a jean jacket and jeans, which would have been amazing. That's quite bold. Like bright blue. That's interesting, especially like with the red in the... Oh, okay. Especially with the red in the undershirt. So like the red comports with the hair, the white compares with the hair. Okay. If you don't want me to look at you, just say so. Oh god, no. Well, actually, no, the stitching actually makes this kind of cool. Oh, you could probably build a good glam around this. Oh. Not for a Dark Knight, though. Absolutely not. And then that's the light version of it, yeah.
Frustrating though it may be, we must press on. While I continue speaking with the people of the Broom, why not go and see if Gibrion knows aught of value? Right? As the proprietor of the Forgotten Knight, surely he must have heard whispers of the Mongrel before. We can only hope that he will be more forthcoming than the others.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's adorable. That's a lovely little fit. I like that. That's great. And you've even got heeled shoes. I was about to say, like, that feels like a fit that would suit, like, a heeled shoe. And, of course, you've got that. Nice.
You know, for people long for a sympathetic ear, but they need to know that it comes with tight lips. Discretion, Brick. That's what my customers expect. If they don't get it, then I don't get them. That being said, I'm not without sympathies. I've heard the tales, and I know you've done right by highborn and lowborn alike.
Least I can do is point you in the right direction. But to do that, I'll need you to do something for me. Oh, yeah, no, sure. It's not like we're out of time. So happens there's a hunter up in the Crozier who owes me a fair bit of coin. However, I've agreed to accept payment in fresh herbs. Go and get them for me. Agreed? Okay. Are you sending me to him because he has the information I need? Is that what this is? Like a clever little ruse? Of like, no, I didn't tell him anything. I just asked him to do me a favor, and then he happened to find the information on his own.
So you're Gilbrun's errand boy. Good. How's he doing? Same as always? Right. And the road, I hope he appreciates how much trouble I had to go through on account of his bloody herbs. Tell him to enjoy them while they last, because I doubt I'll be able to find any more next year.
Yeah, I think the hair thing... You could do green. Because, like, the coat has sort of a greenish base color, and it has this teal. Like, if you wanted to do some colorful accents, you might be able to go with, like, a... Yeah, maybe a less saturated reddish base color, and then, like, green highlights? Maybe that would work with the coat. That's an option, anyway, if you wanted something to go with the glam. Like, you'll have to find the right base color to not clash with the green, but... Maybe that's an option. Like, if you wanted to coordinate with the... Nice. Well, you gonna hand them over or not? This ought to do it. With a few of the spices, I can make it just like she used to. There are a few things which stir the hearts of men like a sip of mulled wine. Share a glass with the right people, and who knows what stories they'll share. Well, I guess I need the stats. Ew. That's better. Now that I think on it, there's a woman I know who's rather fond of this blend. Hierthia is her name, and she resides in the Pillars. She's a maidservant to some noble house or another, I forget. Anyway, be a shame if she didn't get to try this wine. Why not give her a bottle? Okay, let's go and do that design review. So, what we got here? We got a red mage. For my main class, normally the hat is on. Okay, so feel free to say what vibes you get. Oh, the hat, again. Like, remember we talked about previously, like, how the hat is a statement piece? Like, hats do so much to, to determine the vibe of a character. And, like, here, you can really see how much it changes the feeling of the character, like having the hair out and having the hat on. Like there's a real shift in like sort of like perceived mischievousness and wildness, right? Between like having the hat on and having no hat. So what's the vibe I get? That's interesting because like the thing is like the hat is not a bowler hat. It's not really, but it sort of kind of has the vibe of a bowler hat, right? And like a bowler hat specifically has this association with British fashion and with British high fashion, like both with the working classes and with the upper classes, and it sort of has that a little bit of that. Like, so I get sort of a Victorian knave vibe, like just from the hat, like it's as the statement for how to read the outfit. That sort of gives me a sort of a mischievous, oi, here you go, cuppa, like so, oi, a little bit of that comes through. Without it, it's much more of a like sort of standard sort of swashbuckling adventurer kind of vibe. With it on, it's a little bit more like the sword. I keep reading it as a cane because it has that bulb on the end. So it's a little bit like someone who like walks around with a sword cane and then like whips it out once there's trouble about. So that's, yeah, interesting. Because, like, the coat in particular, like, with the black scales on it, is, like, that definitely looks more, like, that doesn't look like a dress coat as such, right? That doesn't look like something someone wears to be fancy at a party. That looks like something that's, like, almost armor-plated, or, like, something that's reinforced to be sturdy and practical. And the boots kind of do the same thing there. I think you could, if you wanted to lean into the sort of more mischievous, you could do something else with the pants and the boot. I think the colors are good. Like the white, red, and black, that's white, red, and brown, and black, those are good colors to use here. You could do something else with the pants, like a skirt if you wanted to lean into the femininity. Like, because that femininity is kind of unavoidable. Like, you got the tits out. So, like, femininity kind of comes through there visually. Even though, like, obviously in real life, like, not everyone who has tits is a woman. So that comes through there. You could lean into that if you had, like, more of a skirt underneath. You could get something that clings a little bit tighter to the legs to sort of give it more shapeliness. But I like the strap. Like, I like the leather strap across. Like, I think that fits the vibe. You could also add a little bit more red down there on the boots or on the pants to lean into the color scheme more. But no, yeah, like, the vibe is like someone who's cheeky, right? Like, who's like classic British cheeky. That's the vibe I get, since that's what you asked about. Boop. Okay. Oh, hello. I see. A squad of ninjas have taken up residence here. And a little princess. Ah, the princess and her bodyguards. And her squire, like her royal bard.
Yes, I'm here, sir. I beg your pardon. Do I know you, sir?
Here, get drunk.
I know this smell. This is the wine that girl used to prepare. Her special recipe. Oh, must have been decades since I last tasted this. Oh, the poor dear. Such a shame that she was taken in by that baron. He caught a dashing figure, I'll tell you that. Tall, slender, long of ear. Oh, but those dazzling ruby eyes of his were filled with lust. 'Twas no more than infatuation what she felt, but she convinced herself it was love, and he couldn't help but take advantage.
Couldn't help. I think he could. I think he could help it, actually.
But when her belly started to grow, gods, the scandal! I mean, 'tis not an uncommon occurrence, but it was with a cure made it so much. Well, I needn't tell you. She was discharged from his service, cast out into the streets like so much refuse. After she returned to the broom, we drifted apart. I only learned of her death years later by chance.
Ha. Well, isn't that interesting? Is that interesting? It sounds interesting. Hey, yo, I got some gossip about some racism.
So the amorous nobleman bets his maidservant, then casts her aside when the seed takes root. Not the most original tale, is it? Cold comfort for the women and children who live it, though.
Ah, Asspup, thank you for subscribing. And Queenini, thank you for subscribing also. That's kind of you. Ibrimon's face is a mask, but beneath you sense something old and bitter.
Even the penitent can appreciate wine from time to time. Take Charlieu, for example. Surely you've heard of him. No?
He's a monk who offers succor to the poorest of the poor in the broom. A man of many vows, but none of which prohibit spirituous beverages.
If there ever was a man who deserved a drink, it would be him.
Okay. Special alcohol delivery.
Hallow's blessings be upon you, sir. A gift for me. Oh, this scent. How reminiscent of a wine once made by a dear old friend, may her soul rest in peace. Forsaken by her family, she toiled tirelessly to feed and clothe her child. Yet somehow she found time to help me tend to those in even worse circumstances. So compassionate she was, so full of love for her fellow man. 'Twas love which gave her child strength to endure the scorn of other younglings. That little girl, bless her heart, she couldn't help what she was. Eventually she won them over, but those first few years were trying, even more so when she had to start fending for herself. I remember the day she spent standing on the walls, raven black hair flowing in the wind, staring out as if searching for her mother's face in the mists. Minecraft noises.
It's about as fast, just... Oh, hey, hang on.
At first, I had trouble.
I guess she's already touched me.
I can't feel my pain in the arm anymore. Can't feel much of anything. That's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That means she'll be fine. That means everything will be cool. She was a remarkable woman, Brick. After everything she was forced to endure, she still remained hopeful for the future. For her daughter's future. Gribion has the look of a man weighing his words with the greatest of care. Fucking Megalovania again. Some bonds are thicker than blood, but blood still defines us and divides us in the end. It's the legacy of our parents, Brick, and we can't escape it, no matter how hard we try. So the mongrel and her pups chose to embrace theirs, to proclaim it to all and sundry. If you can understand that, maybe you can find her on your own. Not really, but fortunately, I have a magic GPS that sends me in the right direction always.
Still looking for a mongrel. Like I said before, take your pick. Plenty around if you know where to look. Or did you fancy someone specific? Oh, someone's got unusual tastes. Afraid I can't help you, though. Well, rather. It's bloody obvious you ain't not of the broom. Do you think I'll just tell you because I asked you nicely?
Ooh, that headband. Yeah, that headband rocks. With the coat? That has, like, such a fucking The Lost Boys vibe. Like, there's an 80s vibe to that, right? A little bit like with the like, I think it's also the white streaks in the hair. Yeah, that fucking rules. Damn, that's a good coat. Like with the pleated thing that it's just the hairband makes it. The hairband and the neck piece. That really sets the vibe. Okay. Ruby red eyes and black hair.
Have you made any progress, Brick?
Huh, so our mongrel was born of an Ellison nobleman and a Huron manservant.
Maidservant, rather.
Granted, it is no location, but is far more information than we had before. Yes, now that her striking features are known to us, mayhap we need only remain vigilant. There must be a way we can draw the mongrel out into the open. Huh. Mayhap we should discuss this with Tataru. Speaking of which, where is Tataru? Oh, confound it. She went below to make inquiries of her own, didn't she? We must find her quickly, Brick. I have a premonition this is not going to end well.
What? Just because the entire game is designed around combat as the primary method of interaction with the world? That doesn't mean that, like, inevitably fighting is going to break out. You cast your gaze over the streets below, but see no sign of Tataru. The thing is, Tataru has a link pearl, right? Like, couldn't we just call her?
She must be around here somewhere. I take it you've had no luck either.
Changed my hair like you said, and I feel like the entire glam came together a lot more. Hey, glad to help.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forget I said anything.
Wait, down there. Isn't that Tataru? Oh, those men are chasing her. Quickly, Brick, after them.
I have found the streamer. Yes, hello.
Where do you think you're going, Missy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
What's going on here?
What's it to you, boy? Piss off.
Hold on, I've seen them around. They're in and out of House 4 Tom's Manor all the time.
Oh, I see.
It's not the only thing in House 4
Skulking
Tom I'm
about
in and
at
out
your
of all the time.
highborn master's bidding, eh? Bloodhounds hoping to catch a whiff of heresy, is that it?
You are quite mistaken, I assure you. We came here to help. And if you know what's good for you, you will let us pass.
Haha! Listen to the pups yapping. Come here, boy. I'll give you cause to yelp.
Enough! Leave threatening women and children to our betters. We don't have the knack.
Hilda!
Ma'am?
Lay a finger on the Blue Blood's pups, and you're like to lose the hand. And often I get called on by glorious heroes like yourself. So tell me, what have I done to deserve you?
We want to kill the Pope. Maybe we shouldn't open with that. That's just Brick's inner thoughts. Like, you know, yeah, Pope has to die. I see how this is gonna go. Let's have a look at you. Oh, that's a fancy coat. So, like, it's like, It's like playing a game of anime Spot the main character. Who could it be? Who could be? It's like the main character who's most important out of this group. Who could it possibly? I couldn't possibly identify out of the three of them. Who could possibly be the mongrel? But no, yeah, like, I make fun, but that is an element of character design, right? Like, that's an element of how do you... This is something I've talked about with Orchiffon, is that one of the weaknesses I think of Orchiffon's character design is that he does look too much like that. He looks too much like an NPC for the role that he has, for the importance that he has, and his design misses out on too many opportunities to showcase his character, right? Because Orchiffon is a bright-eyed, idealistic, like, deeply self-sacrificing, and apparently also tremendously horny character, right? And there are ways to do it. Like, people say, oh, but it's because he's a knight and he prefers, like, to serve himself, blah, blah. That's, yeah, sure, but there are ways, even within that aspect of, like, having him mostly look like any of the other rank-and-file soldiers, there are ways within that to do things to make him stand out. Like, for example, give him a little kerchief around the neck, give him special jewelry or earrings, give him, like, a sigil upon his chest, give him a weapon that, like, reflects some part, like, the pants. There's little things you can do in a character design. Like, this is very extra, but there's little things you can do in a character design. This is something we talked about with the many glams I've looked at. There's, like, if there's a little thing, just one little thing, a little statement piece, a little something that makes the character pop out from the background, that can really help do the visual storytelling for who they are and what they're like. Interesting fact about Hilda is that she's the only mixed-race character, at least you see in game. Huh. Before we start, let's go somewhere a bit more private, eh? Forgotten Nights, eh? I finally finished some Final Fantasy XIV chores I've been putting off for the last 5 years. Well, you're very welcome. Please voice act her. Please.
So, while you're on your way to kill Nidhogg, you stumbled on some dirty secrets that the Holy See has been hiding for centuries.
Eh? What are they on about?
The High Houses.
Those are
What
West
makes a
Country
nobleman
accents.
so bleeding noble? They trace their blood back to King Thornton and his Knights 12, the founders of
Knights
Ishgard.
12, yeah.
But our friends here reckon we're all descended from the heroes of Eld. Highborn and lowborn alike. And so Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, has gone to ask the Archbishop if he wouldn't mind letting everyone know.
Is he simple? The old bastard will have him executed for heresy.
Well, seems to me that's what the good sir wants. Seems he thinks a noble sacrifice will serve to prove his claims.
We cannot stand idly by and allow Sir Emmerich to do this. Ishgard has need of him.
Look, you've a good heart, I can see that. Willing to risk your neck for someone else even when his troubles ain't yours. But what's this got to do with me?
If Sir Emmerich is imprisoned in the vault, we will need all the help we can muster to breach their defenses and rescue him.
What in the hell's?
Oh, here they come. Don't worry, you only take like 50% of your health and fall damage from that. So he's fine.
Ah, the unmistakable scent of heresy.
Oh, wow, there's a flamboyant
What do we
figure.
have here? The honored guests of House Fortom consorting with the Queen of Rats.
I like the lip gloss, dude. Like, maybe not the right shade for you, but the idea is good.
Ooh, plotting insurrection, I shouldn't wonder. That won't do. Sickness is wont to fester and spread. It must be burnt out ere the infection takes hold.
I reckon Sir'd be happy to wield the irons himself. Well, so happens, I've got irons of my own.
Such simple creatures, rats, certain to attack when cornered. Let us step outside, milady. In here, your toys could hurt someone.
I do appreciate that her first instinct is just to shoot him in the face. I like that. That is good. That's the right vibe. Anyway, let me just kick your ass for a bit. Down, boy.
There's no denying your gifts. A well-deserved reputation indeed. Enough!
Since when the fuck did you level Dragoon? Yeet!
Bastard.
Yeah.
Nay, 'tis we who are lucky. Had we fought on, 'twas but a matter of time before our conflict claimed the life of an innocent bystander.
I thought the Heavensward might come here as well.
They came to the Temple Knights' headquarters.
Aye. Sir Grinno announced that the Lord Commander had been imprisoned under suspicion of heresy, and that the Heavensward had been granted full authority in his stead.
Then the Heavensward now commands the Temple Knights.
Those still loyal to Sir Emmerich answer to me. Alas, that amounts to but half our number. The other half, who opposed his promotion to Lord Commander, have gathered at the vault as ordered.
Bolstering the guard already, eh? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were expected.
I take it you're in charge around here?
Hilda. And yes, the young master was just persuading me to join his lost cause. Convincing little beggar, isn't he?
The grin.
Your passion moved me. A bit. That, and the fact that we're sick of living off the leavings of our betters. If you've a mind to change things around here, then we've a mind to join you.
Yes, yes. You have nothing to lose but your chance. Let me guess. You're wondering why I chose the Mongrel, right? I can't do a West Country accent, because that's what I am. I'm not ashamed of it. Not anymore. Besides, even when the pureblood pups have more in common with me than the lords and ladies up high. They none of them are well-bred. Hell, some of their mothers were cast out after a spot of fun, same as mine. Story as old as time, and one we're sick of hearing, which is why we took up arms. Make it Australian, that's even worse! Not that we meant to hold all the blue bots to account. I would definitely. Oh, some have done right by us, I'll allow them. Like them and El North. But enough talk. I seriously cannot. Your friend's still rotting in a cell. Let's not keep him waiting. But I will absolutely not do an Australian accent. Like, that's one of the things, like, no. Even I have more shame in my heart than that. This seems like a good a place as any to cut an episode. And say that if you've enjoyed hanging out in the world of Final Fantasy XIV with me, you can hit the like, comment, and or subscribe buttons down below. That will let you know when more episodes are coming out. If you want to watch them early before everyone else, become a member of the channel. If you want to watch this being recorded live, head on over to the Twitch channel and follow that. And you can subscribe to it also in order to get access to the full VODs of the streams, including all of the stuff that happens in between recordings that otherwise doesn't get shown on YouTube. That is all the self-promotion that I have to do, so thank you very much for watching. Remember to be kind to one another, overthrow the Pope, and may the tides of history wash gently over us all.